Did you know that some of the most intriguing stories in the Bible involve family conflicts? Today, we're diving into one of these stories, the saga of Esau and Jacob, two brothers whose lives were marked by disputes and reconciliation. If you've ever experienced conflicts within your family, you'll relate to this narrative filled with emotions and spiritual lessons. Stick with us till the end, as we uncover how these brothers overcame their differences and what we can learn from them. Watching this video will offer you a new perspective on the importance of forgiveness, the complexity of family relationships, and how God can turn conflicts into opportunities for spiritual growth. Want to know how this can impact your life? Keep watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, so this message can reach more people who need to hear it. The birth of Esau and Jacob. The beginning of Esau and Jacob's story already foreshadowed conflict. Rebekah, Isaac's wife, had a complicated pregnancy, and when she sought the Lord, she received a prophecy that two nations were in her womb and that the older would serve the younger. When the twins were born, Esau came out first, red and hairy, followed by Jacob, who was holding on to his brother's heel. These birth details symbolize their future disputes. From an early age, it was clear that the twins had very different personalities. Esau, the firstborn, was a skilled hunter and his father Isaac's favorite. Jacob, on the other hand, was quiet and spent more time in the tents, earning the affection of his mother, Rebekah. This difference in treatment fueled the rivalry between the brothers, planting the seeds of the conflict that was to come. The distinction between the two was also reflected in their ambitions. Esau seemed more interested in daily activities and hunting, while Jacob had a more calculated and visionary outlook, always looking for ways to stand out and gain advantages. This eventually led to the crucial event of selling the birthright. The family context and personality differences set the stage for a series of events marked by deceit and escape. God had a plan for both, but the path they chose to get there was filled with tricks and tough choices. By understanding the beginning of this story, we see how natural differences and parental preferences can profoundly influence family dynamics and lead to conflicts that will only be resolved through divine and personal interventions. The sale of the birthright. A crucial turning point in the story of Esau and Jacob is the sale of the birthright. Esau, exhausted and famished after a day of hunting, found Jacob preparing a stew. Jacob, ever the opportunist, proposed a trade, the stew in exchange for the birthright. Esau, driven by hunger and without considering the long-term consequences, accepted the offer. This event is loaded with symbolism and spiritual lessons. Esau's impulsive attitude highlights the importance of valuing the blessings and responsibilities that God grants us. Selling the birthright for a meal symbolizes trading the eternal for the temporary, a lesson that resonates with many lives today. For Jacob, this was a chance to advance his position within the family, but it also revealed his manipulative nature and willingness to deceive to achieve his goals. The Bible shows us here the complexity of human nature and how our choices can have profound and lasting repercussions. Esau's act paved the way for more misunderstandings and distrust between the brothers. He underestimated the importance of the birthright, which culturally meant leadership and a double portion of the blessing. Esau lost more than just a meal that day. He gave up a blessed future. The exchange between Esau and Jacob serves as a warning to all of us about the consequences of our impulsive decisions. It is a call to reflect on what we truly value in our lives, and how we should act wisely and thoughtfully in moments of temptation and need. Isaac's blessing is one of the most dramatic moments in the story of Esau and Jacob. In his old age and nearly blind, Isaac felt his death approaching and decided to bless Esau, his favorite son. Rebekah, overhearing this, devised a plan for Jacob to receive the blessing instead of Esau. She instructed Jacob to wear Esau's clothes and cover his hands and neck with goat skins to mimic Esau's hairy texture. Following his mother's instructions, Jacob brought a meal prepared by Rebekah to Isaac, pretending to be Esau. Initially suspicious, Isaac eventually blessed Jacob, believing him to be Esau. The blessing given to Jacob included prosperity, dominion over nations, and leadership over his brothers, blessings that traditionally would have belonged to Esau. When Esau discovered the deceit, He was devastated and begged his father for a blessing, but Isaac couldn't revoke the blessing already given to Jacob. Esau received a lesser blessing and harbored a grudge against Jacob, planning to kill him after Isaac's death. This act of betrayal and deceit deepened the conflict between the brothers and forced Jacob to flee to save his life. Isaac's blessing shows us the power and seriousness of words and promises in biblical culture. This episode highlights the importance of integrity and the devastating consequences that a lack of it can bring. Additionally, it reflects divine intervention in the story, as despite the deceit, God's plan for Jacob was fulfilled. Jacob and Rebekah's actions remind us that achieving our goals through dishonest means may bring temporary benefits, but can also result in serious consequences and relational losses. This story calls us to reflect on the ethics of our actions and the pursuit of blessings through just and honest paths. Jacob's escape. After the deceit that secured his father's blessing, Jacob had to face the consequences of his actions. Esau, furious and determined to take revenge, planned to kill Jacob once Isaac died. Rebekah, fearing for her favorite son's life, advised Jacob to flee to her brother Laban's house in Haran until Esau's anger subsided. Jacob's escape marks the beginning of a new phase in his life, where he would leave his family's protection and face significant challenges and transformations. During his journey, Jacob had a vision of a ladder reaching to heaven, with angels ascending and descending on it, and God reaffirming the promise made to Abraham and Isaac. This dream was a spiritual milestone in Jacob's life, where he received divine confirmation that God was with him, even amid his flight and fear. In Haran, Jacob worked for his uncle Laban and fell in love with Rachel, one of Laban's daughters. He worked 7 years to marry her but was deceived and ended up marrying Leah, the older sister, first. Jacob had to work another 7 years to finally marry Rachel. This part of the story highlights the retribution Jacob experienced for his own acts of deceit. The period Jacob spent with Laban was a school of humility and learning for him. He faced difficulties, worked hard, and began to understand the value of honest effort and genuine relationships. These years of service and sacrifice shaped Jacob's character and prepared him for future challenges and blessings. Jacob's escape teaches us about the importance of facing the consequences of our actions and seeking redemption and transformation through adversity. God was with Jacob throughout his journey, showing that even in difficult times, his presence and promises remain steadfast. The reconciliation of the brothers. After many years of separation and a life full of ups and downs, Jacob decided to return to his homeland. Fearing Esau's reaction, he sent messengers with gifts to appease his brother. The night before their meeting, Jacob wrestled with a man until dawn, an encounter revealed to be with an angel of the Lord. This struggle symbolized Jacob's spiritual transformation, and he was given the name Israel, meaning he who struggles with God. When he met Esau, Jacob bowed down 7 times, showing humility and repentance. To Jacob's surprise, Esau ran to meet him, embracing and kissing him. This scene of reconciliation is one of the most moving in the Bible, demonstrating the power of forgiveness and brotherly love. Esau accepted Jacob's gifts, and the two brothers finally made peace. The reconciliation of the brothers shows us that despite deep wounds and misunderstandings, forgiveness is possible. Esau could have chosen revenge but opted for reconciliation, a gesture reflecting a transformation in his own heart. Jacob, in turn, learned the importance of humility and sincerity in his actions. This reunion highlights God's presence in the process of healing and restoring broken relationships. Jacob's attitude of seeking peace with his brother, even after many years, is a powerful example of how we should handle our own conflicts and seek reconciliation where there is discord. The story of Esau and Jacob concludes with a message that love and forgiveness can overcome any conflict. This biblical account inspires us to reflect on our own relationships and seek healing and peace through forgiveness and reconciliation, following in the footsteps of Jacob and Esau. Spiritual lessons from the conflict between Esau and Jacob. The story of Esau and Jacob offers several valuable spiritual lessons. Firstly, it highlights the importance of valuing the blessings God gives us. Esau despised his birthright, trading it for a bowl of stew, showing how impulsive decisions can have lasting and negative consequences. Another lesson is the complexity of family relationships and how parental preferences can create rivalries. Isaac and Rebekah's favoritism towards their sons fueled the dispute between the brothers, teaching us the importance of fairness and balance in family treatment. Favoritism can cause deep and lasting wounds that can only be healed through divine love and forgiveness. The story also teaches us about the importance of integrity and honesty. Jacob, through deceit, achieved what he desired, but had to face many difficulties and learn hard lessons along the way. His experiences show us that the means by which we achieve our goals are as important as the goals themselves. The reconciliation between Jacob and Esau is a powerful lesson on the power of forgiveness. Despite the betrayals and hurts, the reunion of the brothers shows that it is possible to overcome differences and restore broken relationships. This is a call for all of us to practice forgiveness in our lives, allowing healing and peace to prevail. Finally, Jacob's journey reminds us that God is always present, guiding and shaping our lives even in times of conflict and adversity. God used Jacob's experiences to transform him and fulfill his plan. This encourages us to trust in God and seek his guidance in all situations, knowing that he can turn any conflict into an opportunity for growth and blessings. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content that will strengthen your faith and enrich your spiritual life.